Welcome back to Oceanblock. I don't know why I say it that way. I don't know why I say any of the intros that any of the. It's fun. We're just gonna go with that. It's fun. So this is kind of the reactor layout we're going for. If we're gonna go for that many Nitro reactors from the Powah mod and go all the way down, that's how many reactors we need per level. It's a lot. But we're still going to do it. So what I need to do is kind of create the basis or the skeleton structure of what we're going to have for this big pillar of ice that's going to go down all the way to the ground. And this is the start of it. So these guys are marking where the reactors are going to go, and I need to build a little something around the outside of this. And we're going to use marble. I'm going to get rid of all the wood here because it's currently unnecessary. I think I picked it all up, didn't I? I did. Boop. Is that all of the wood? Or did I miss some? No, it looks like it's all of it. And another thing that I don't want to see is a standard shape. I don't like standard shape. So I'm going around kind of roughening up the edges a little bit to give us a little bit of a, not random, but more organic, I guess, is the shape. Is kind of what I'm talking about. Because if you think about it, growing ice in the way, at least according to the story that I'm going with, in my mind, it's akin to growing crystals or anything like that. And some of you may have played with the little kids' kits. You made little sugar candy in the jars, or I don't know, had actual kits. The growing ice is not going to be a standard shape. It's going to be completely random, sort of. Maybe not completely. You can get an overall shape. You can give it an overall direction for how you want it or where you want it. But you're not going to control every single little shard of ice that's going to grow out of anything. It's going to be mostly random and jagged and not so square. So we're going to roughen up the edges, like I was saying here. We're going to go all the way around the outside of this thing and kind of give a little bit more of an organic shape to it. Now, I still want it even a little more messed up than that. That's still square-like. All right, that's a little more like I was looking for. It's not exact. I don't know. There's something off about it still, the shape-wise. But at least it's not a perfect square. I do not want that for sure. Now, it's also big enough, of course, but I don't know. There's something off about it. Now, I'm not exactly going to explain in depth what the design is or why it's this way yet. After I'm done building it, it'll make a lot more sense when I explain it. So I'm going to wait till then. You're going to see the end result, and then I'll let you know why it's like this. What I'm going to do now is actually start with the ice layer. Now, the way I generally do things when it comes to building is I do it all with one type of block, and then I go back and I texture it up with the other types. So in this case, I'll use the packed ice and the blue ice by breaking out some of these guys. I may want to get something with Silk Touch that I don't turn it into water in certain cases, but at the end of the day, even if it does, the place I break out of ice and turn to water is just going to be filled back in with packed ice or blue ice anyway, so it'll erase the water in that case. But it is what it is. So, yeah, I just basically need to place some of this stuff around. And again, you'll understand kind of what's happening if I can figure out how to do... I need to turn off hover mode. It's always so irritating. You'll kind of get what's going on as I'm building it. But for now, just hang tight. And there we have it. Now, again, the design is not done. Okay, this is not a finished design yet. There's always going to be editing and changing, and of course I got to go back and texture it up with the other packed ice and blue ice. But this is the concept. This is the overall shape of things. This device, which I'm going to end up making some kind of a device, and it's going to be at the heart of this pillar somewhere. But the story is that this guy, me, but you know, this guy who is trying to survive in this world has developed a system to create ice from the water he's trapped in. And it's going to basically be a gigantic pillar, as you will hear, or as you know, here. And it's going to basically engulf. The ice that is created from the machine that he's going to place somewhere is kind of engulfing his platforms. Now, it's not actually formed around the platforms. He's making the ice and then putting his platforms in them. So that's why it's sunk down a little bit, is because he had to dig out a bit of the ice that was formed by his machine in order to put in his platform that he's going to rest everything else on. So that's kind of where he's going. And the rest of these are going to be the same way. Some of the ice is going to build up fairly high in the air. So in this case, it's going to have an ice spike, an ice pillar, an ice something that kind of went this high, and then he built this platform down into that one. And the same with this guy, and the same with this guy, and this guy, and this guy. They're all basically raised platforms that he made and embedded in the ice that was formed, because he can't completely control it. He can control it to the degree that he wants. He says, okay, this area needs some ice. But he can't say, I need this ice to go this high and stop. He just kind of points it in a direction, it creates the ice, and that's it. What I need to do now is actually create the first room or level under this. So it's going to be a similar design to this guy, but we're going to extend it downward. And this pillar is going to kind of get started a little bit. I need to build another one of these platforms down here. And I have the next platform, which is, in case anybody was paying attention, it is a different shape. It's not the same exact shape as this. It's supposed to be organic, so it's going to change from level to level. But the overall size is the same as we need it to be, so it should be fine. Now, this is what this looks like, and I really hope I put it at the right height. But I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to do everything, because this is only enough room for the reactor to fit between it. It's only 4 blocks between these two levels. Now that we've gotten the sides in, and again, these are flat walls. They're going to be textured and stuff. Don't worry. It'll look a little better than this. But this is just so that we have everything blocked off, so that we can get rid of the water without having to worry about anything. And my elevator here will actually start working. Now, as far as how to get rid of the water, of course, sponges. You actually get these in fairly large quantities from the loot barrel thingamabobbers. Like, they're actually fairly common in most of them. We'll just do it that way. It should interrupt it enough. There we go. Now, yes, I spammed the crap out of it. But if I were to break all of these sponges, the water would replicate all the way into the corner. But now it's not, because we've interrupted the bottom. The bottom is what's important. So if we do that all the way across, basically, and kind of make sure we're going against the wall, we should be able to interrupt a decent portion of it and work our way from the wall across. Also, I know it doesn't really look like we're making progress too much here, but now that this is interrupted, if we get rid of some of this stuff from the top, it stays gone. It doesn't replicate all the way across. Because we have the ones on the bottom, the top can't replicate, and it's kind of what's going on over here as well. I've already cleared out some of this stuff over here. So it's kind of working a little bit, but One thing I forgot to consider is that I have night vision. So it's actually really dark in here, but I'm not too worried about it, because we do also have this guy here. So even though we did get the bats are neutral and not hostile. So we don't have to worry too much about the hostile mobs. That guy will take care of them, but only down to a certain level. Once we get deeper and deeper and have more and more levels, that's where we're going to start to have problems with the hostile mobs that will spawn in here. So if any of you thought about that like I didn't, then props to you for remembering, and I just got pretty lucky, because otherwise this whole place would have been filled. Yay! It's water-free! These guys are really going to bug me, though. If they're going to spawn in here endlessly, we do need to do something about that. So we're probably going to have to brighten it up anyway. Ah, we have it. The Feral Flare Lantern. This guy is really cool, actually. First of all, let's go ahead and put this guy back now that I have my elevator working. See, the other thing is, where do I hide it? Where do I put it? Because I don't want to just put it some... What if we did kind of a decorative thing? What if, let's see. I have an idea for a decoration here. Because obviously, we're starting to design things. And I don't want that to be ruined just because I need light. Oh, I need light. Let's place down a whole bunch of torches. It's not what I really want to do. Wow, I don't have any iron. Like if we did like in, I don't know, we pick a corner, right? Because the corners aren't necessary. Oh, I don't like that. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be a single stick like that. So we have 2 of them. So if we go 2 on the bottom maybe, and then we do something like that. I wish it would connect. It's not oh, I forgot about that. Never mind. Never mind. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me for being dumb and breaking everything. I'm breaking it all. Go away. Go. Wait, how did I... What? Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, you. And then you. Yes. Yep, nope, nothing happened. Nothing happened. I don't know how to put lights in here because of those guys. That's going to be fun to figure out. It's wonderful. All right, so the dread lamp does do that. I thought this was doing like cows and stuff, but I guess this is also bats. It says bats. So we're just going to deal without lights down here probably so that we don't mess with the design. And I have permanent night vision, so we should be fine. And we have the thing up top that prevents hostile mobs, and now we have the thing below that will prevent the bats. But we got to make sure we're not trying to spawn any animals around the area. If we're going to do animals, we got to have them somewhere else. Help me remember that. But anyway, so we have, apparently I just got a mob crusher as a reward. One thing I like to do myself is give 3 layers in between other layers, if that makes any sense. I want to make sure we have room for cables. So I leave 3 layers so that we can put cables on this layer, and the next floor won't start until this layer. So we'll have a 1 block gap in between the floors where we can hide all of our cables. So I went ahead and basically marked out the locations of all the reactors that are going to be down here. And we have the 3 across and the 3 deep. This is the closest one that we had to the wall. So I don't know if the reactors put off any light or which blocks do, if so. But we might have to change and do some creative somethings over here just to make sure we don't have any melting problem. But other than that, it's okay. And now that we have the locations of the reactors, we can actually start decorating the inside a little bit and roughing it up a little. And you'll see what I mean. It's not going to take a whole lot of work, but I think it really will add just a little bit extra to the inside of this to make it look not so standard. And there you have it. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Just went through and added a few blocks of ice around. And like I said, the texturing with the packed ice and the blue ice is going to come later. For now, though, we're just leaving it as is. And I think it does look pretty good. I think it looks a little bit along the lines of what I want in that he has carved out the space that he needed for basically his stuff. You know, he's using ice to support his thing. Now, in the grand scope of things, there's supposed to be a pillar, you know, connected down all the way. And we still do need to roughen up the outside as well. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. Again, we're going to do texturing and stuff. So I might do the outside just whenever we get to the texturing. But I wanted the inside to kind of look a little bit along the lines of what we want. And I think we're definitely on that path. We're definitely getting there. I think one of the next things I want to do is start to move our power. Now, the power we're using is these guys. We're going to tear down all 3 of these once we have a second one of these. After that, we're going to keep building. We're just going to get more and more and more and more and more. And as we get more, we're going to add in more and more and more of these guys so that we can get all of our crops automated inside these guys. Now, the first crops we're going to do are probably fairly predictable. We're going to get coal, we're going to get redstone, we're going to get uraninite, and we're going to get ice. Okay, I don't think we need this guy right now, and I wanted to show you that because it's really freaking cool. I just broke this one down, but boom! What is that about? I mean, I understand it. It explodes because it auto-builds itself, but that's really kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Anyway, I'm moving on. So I just kind of went in and was like, oh, look, okay, we need this. Shift click, bam, oh, we need more nitro crystals, bam, shift click. Crafted a bunch. I just went through it all, the process, just to see if I would need anything else to make a second one, and no. We're good. I have all of this. I don't, you know. I'm actually, I'm doing pretty good, apparently. So this is going to be the center, this guy here. So we go boop, badoop, badoop. I already have this one kind of set up, which you'll see here in a second. Oh, let's go over this one, right? Yeah, space 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, this is the center. So now, if we go here, I wonder what will happen if I do it with 44. Will it only take 36? Yeah, it does, okay. So it's going to auto-build the next reactor that we have here. And all we really need to do is grab another pipe thingamabob. Because all I need to do is just drag 2 little item pipes. And this guy will fill up with all the same stuff the other one had. Although we're going to separate this here. And I'm going to do a bucket of water first before we do any of that. The first one I did get the bucket of water. So technically we lost a little bit of uraninite that we're not supposed to. But it was negligible because it only took me like a second or two. So it'll be fine. But after we connect the item pipe, the rest of this will fill in and then that'll work. And then what I need to do is actually, instead of connect this here, back here, we're just going to connect it in between the two. And then ba-boom. We have both of these guys outputting directly into our system. So that's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie, that was unintentional. But it's kind of cool that they're close enough to do that. So we could do that with every 2. And also completely unintentional, we have the exact amount. So we put one of those in between 2, 2, and 2. And we have all of the reactors set up in a perfectly organized way, in perfect symmetry. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to be great. The only thing I really need to do is find a really good way to disseminate the items that we're going to have to pump into these guys. But other than that, the energy is really good. Let me go get an item pipe or 2 and get this guy set up to see what's going to happen. Here it goes. Never mind. All right, so we're going to put auto mode on because actually it should have been on anyway. Hopefully it wasn't using more. I don't know. Should be fine, though. It should be fine. It's just going to keep on filling it. It's getting it. 80 million stored. So we're generating 87,000 right now, and it kind of fluctuates between 87 and 83 or so. I want to say something along those. 81. Everything goes all the way down to 81. Okay, and this one's about to refill, so that's probably, maybe it goes between 80 and 87 is kind of the amount there. So that's good. We're done. Like, we have 2 of these guys now. This guy's off. I do like how they have the little light. Now this guy's off. So you can kind of tell which ones are on and off. I actually really like that, and I didn't notice that until just now. But because we now have 2 of these guys, we have absolutely no use for you or you. So I broke the torch up top. That mob one that prevents mob spawning, I broke it. And like a split second later, we had some people down here already. What is this? What is this? I broke it because I wanted to place it somewhere I could hide it rather than have it shown. So I put it right beside the dread lamp here. We have the dread lamp and this torch. We're pretty much good to go. But yeah, it was like a split second, man. Wasn't that long. What is up with this nonsense? I gotta watch out. There's a creeper around here too somewhere. Though I have no idea where. Hi, zombies. Hi. Nope. Nope. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Adios. Ouch. Stop trying to eat my face. It's really not nice. Haven't anybody told you not eating face manners? You should learn that in 3rd grade. Second grade, it's okay to try to eat people's faces. But after that, you got to grow up a little bit. You got to grow up sometime. I have no idea where my brain goes sometimes. All right, so now that we have that, I really want to move that guy. But without all the mess there, it looks really cool, actually. I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking so far. Again, I do need to rough up the outside here and build more layers. But you can kind of get the very, very beginning start. Just try to imagine this theme kind of branching out from here and encompassing all of this, but also going down in a pillar shape all the way to the bottom of this water here. And what that's going to look like, I don't know. I can see it in my head. If you can't, I'm sorry. But you'll see it in the series later. We'll get there. We will get there. Craft. Oh, look at that charge now. Excellent. It's going pretty quick, not going to lie. We got some blazing cables here. And, of course, we have our system, which is doing 126,000. Wow. That's crazy. That is so much and so quick. It's already 50%. Hold on. I want to check our system of power first before it finishes completely. It's not even being touched. We're fine. We still have a PowerPot going at the same time. Oh my goodness. That's so... Oh, look at this thing go. It is zooming right along. You're done. Perfect. It's got sound effects and everything. You guys should be able to hear that now. I was changing some audio stuff around not too long ago. Kind of moved things, and some of my episodes, I think, had no game sounds, which some of you may have liked, but I wasn't the biggest fan. So I wanted to kind of put some of those in there, and I think I got it fixed. I really hope I do. We'll find out in editing. All right, so we're going to go whoop, I said. So I went ahead and I got, this was number 3 here. Oh, I need another point. Whoop. Also, as you can tell, I moved the thing down. Yep. Told you about it. I told you about it before. You just weren't listening. So we're going to go over here and do, I missed it. Can I go like this? That's, ignore that. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then we go like this, and go like this, and go like that. Boom! So now you're being provided with that. We're going to do Insanium farmland and a redstone seed. So now this guy's going. This is the same barrel, by the way. This is the barrel? The same crate that was here before. So these drawers have the ability to get the redstone in it. Just didn't have any at the time. So now we're going to get buku amounts of that. Also, I did hook up the coal already. So we've gotten a coal plant, we've got our redstone plant, and we have our Uraninite plant. And with all of those, we're at +4 and 5. +4 and 5 FP per tick. We're gaining, but slowly. I think we're still gaining. I mean, this shows that we're gaining, but every once in a while it pops out like not -12. -1,000. So I'm wondering if we're actually gaining or if it's just like a trick of the numbers or something. Now, the problem we are going to have is that I am going to need to get at least one more of these guys. I'll probably get to the point where I'm going to auto-craft them. I kind of want to do that now. Like, not actually auto-craft, but like set them up a little bit. So that all I have to do is drop in certain amounts of resources, or maybe hit a button and the amount of resources that I need will go in and auto-craft another one of these guys. If I'm going to do that, it'd be worthwhile to do it now before we need the other hundreds. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll play with that. I'm going to take a look at it. We'll see what's what. We'll see what's what. Wow, words. I can totally words, guys. That does look really cool. I'm going to say that I'm pretty happy with that. That's looking pretty nifty, I think. What do you guys think? Give me some opinions. It's not even fully done yet. I still have to do the texturing with the other ice blocks, but I think it's not bad. I think it's pretty good. So I did a little bit of research here. I told you I wanted to do this now. I can't help myself sometimes, but I went ahead basically and I made a couple of crafters here, which I need to put my jetpack back on. or turn it back on rather. But we have a couple of crafters, which is, it's pretty simple. I mean, it may not be simple to make, but you can look at the recipes just like I can. And when you go in here, there is a pattern thing, right? Patterns. So you make these little patterns, and then you go into a pattern grid, put your patterns in, choose what you want to do. For example, this guy, it will put it here and save it. You hit create, and it will create a pattern with that. That's what you put inside your crafter, and once it's there, wow, that was really far. You can go in here and actually change this to craftables. Or you could just search for it because normal mode shows them all too. And then say, I wanted to craft these. I want to craft 10 of them. Start. And it'll tell you what you're missing. So in my case, if I'm missing 6 redstone blocks, which I didn't create a pattern for, but I could. In this case, we're just going to go back to normal. And I'm going to get some redstone real quick. So if I hit start, it'll go through and start making them. And this is our thing. This is what it's crafting right now at what time. And it's doing all of it for me. And then all of a sudden, we're going to have some more nitro thingamabobbers. You got to go back to normal. And just for fun, I'm curious about how many supplies I have. I want to see what it tells me that I'm missing. If I just say, I want 320 of them. Okay, so we don't have quite enough essence. Nitro crystal essence we're missing a fair amount of. Iron essence we're missing a fair amount of. We're missing a whole lot of nether star essence, apparently. And more of this. Wow, we need a lot of nether star essence. Interesting. But anyway, so apparently we used a lot of the essence. Well, okay, so the nether stars are supposed to be in here somewhere. How many nether stars did it use? I have 29 of them. How many do you need? I guess it is 320 of them. I mean, to be fair, that was quite a lot of those things. Let's see how many we can make. 81 is too much. By just a smidge. We need 8 of these things. But 80 is okay. And we have enough. Now, it did say something about the nether stars and needing to craft a bunch. And that's just because you need a lot of these, actually. And you need a huge amount of the essence to make one nether star. So when we did like the 310 or whatever it was, it needed to make 29 more nether stars in order to accommodate that. So that's a whole lot of essence. But right here, I can just go boop. And then we can watch it basically complete it all. You see it's crafting like all of these things that it needs. And it's just popping through. It's just going but do 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 do. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know why I made that bugle noise. It's not even a bugle. I can't do it. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's crafting a bunch of these. You get the idea. It's crafting a bunch more of them. We're about to have 80 more nitro whatchamacalls. I can make how many more? We have 100 right now. Is it done? It might be done. Oh, it's done. So we have 100 of them. All right, so we now have the ability to auto-craft the nitros. We do need to put a few more things into these power pots. Probably make a few more reactors in order to support them. Not probably, definitely. But we're looking at maybe doing the nether star, because that one seems to be having a little bit of an issue keeping up. Probably the essence as well, which is another tier 6. This guy here, the nitro crystals. And that way we can make those as much as we need. Those seem to be the ones that really, really suffer. And iron is going to be another one. That is about all the time I have for today. So if you liked the video, please do hit the like button and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.